Hezbollah reportedly ordered around 5,000 pagers from Taiwan, a country known for producing about 90% of the world's most advanced semiconductors. These pagers were destined for Lebanon. However, what makes this story particularly intriguing is what allegedly happened during the shipment process. At some point along the way, a spy agency is believed to have intercepted the shipment and tampered with the pagers. They discreetly altered the internal components, replacing one of the two identical batteries with a hidden explosive device. This modification was done so subtly that it went unnoticed. Once the changes were made, the altered pagers were quietly sent back to Hezbollah as if nothing had happened. To help you understand better about the explosive pager, let's take a look at how it works. At its core, the battery powers the entire device. This is the speaker and emits audio alerts to notify the user of incoming messages. The motor adds a physical vibration alert, making the pager effective in silent mode. The radio antenna coil receives wireless signals like VHS, and the microprocessor converts these signals into readable messages. In short, these are often low-tech and difficult to track. Inside a typical pager, you'll notice these components working together, particularly the batteries which power the device. Now, let's consider a hypothetical scenario. Imagine you're looking at two identical batteries inside the pager. Although this is speculative, if it were part of a spy agency, we might consider disguising one of the two identical batteries for a different purpose. One battery would provide the necessary power for the device, while the other could potentially serve as an explosive, cleverly concealed within the pager. To expand on this theory, an alkaline AA battery weighs approximately 23 grams. Interestingly, reports in the news have mentioned that an explosive weighing about 20 grams was detonated. This similarity in weight lends some plausibility to the idea that a battery could be used as a disguised explosive device. We believe there was a timer for triggering this explosive that can disable or unalive an adult if placed at the correct time. Since 2,750 were injured, which cannot be a coincidence. In one instance, a pager explosion occurred at a grocery store, and a small handheld device, seemingly just another pager, was carried by a possible Hezbollah operative. It unexpectedly detonated, causing injuries to the user. The explosion, though localized, inflicted harm and sowed fear among those present. This raises the question, why did Hezbollah begin using pagers instead of simple mobile phones? Well, it all started with the Faraj Shikar bombings, better explained in the video ahead, after the October 7 attack and the Druza football field missile incident. The Israeli spy agency started planning the assassination of Fuad Shukr. They did this by hacking into the mobile network of the Hezbollah military commanders. Let's delve into the details of how this assassination unfolded. Southern Beirut, Lebanon serves as a stronghold for Hezbollah, where Fuad Shukr resided in a fortified 7-story building. This building was not only his home, but also served as a base of operations, with his office strategically located on the 2nd floor, allowing him to oversee and coordinate critical military activities. On the day of the assassination, Fuad Shukr was working in his office, likely engaged in the planning and communication that were vital to Hezbollah's operations. Unbeknownst to him, Israeli intelligence was closely monitoring his movements and communications. According to reports, Israeli intelligence managed to intercept a Hezbollah phone call, which played a crucial role in the assassination plot. The intercepted call was manipulated to deliver a false directive, instructing Fuad Shukr to return to his residence on the top floor of the same building. The urgency of the message was designed to make the commander believe it was a matter of immediate importance. This clever ruse was a deliberate attempt to isolate Fuad Shukr in a specific location, ensuring that the strike would be as effective as possible. The plan succeeded as soon as confirmation was received that the commander had entered his 7th-floor apartment. The final phase of the operation was set into motion. An aircraft, possibly an F-16, was dispatched to carry out the precision strike. Equipped with a laser-guided bomb, similar to the highly advanced Spice weapon, the aircraft locked onto the target. The free-fall guided weapon, traveled with pinpoint accuracy, was released and struck the building with devastating force, causing a massive explosion that obliterated the 7th floor and claimed the life of Fuad Shukr, injured a couple of residents living in it. But this doesn't even compare to the mystery of this assassination in the Iranian guest house. Who did it and how was it done? We will present you with 3 scenarios and let you, the audience, decide. One involves a bomb being planted in all 3 rooms and blew up possibly by a remote control. The second scenario describes alleged Mossad operative waiting until around 2 a.m. to launch a short-range missile at this part of the guest house. The third scenario involves using a stealth jet to hit the target, all these in the video ahead, so don't miss a beat. But first, let's examine the surroundings. This is a 5-story guest house located in the northern part of Iran. The guest house is situated near the Sadabad complex and is surrounded by mountainous regions. It is also open on all sides. This building has around 5 to 6 floors with different rooms on each level. For now, we'll focus on a particular room on the western side of the building. Let's look at Scenario 1. Ismail Haniyeh, a senior leader of Hamas, was assassinated by an explosive device covertly smuggled into the Tehran guest house where he was staying. This account is according to 7 Middle Eastern officials, including 2 Iranians and an American official. It's important to note that this is one of the most heavily guarded areas in Iran, under the protection of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. For alleged Mossad operatives to infiltrate this protected area where the streets were thoroughly secured was one of the most daring and well-planned maneuvers they could undertake. From this top angle, we can see Haniyeh's car entering this part of the building. He stayed in this section of the guest house, probably in this specific portion, which has been reported to be his favorite area whenever he visits Iran. This is the tricky part. According to several reports, the bomb was planted 2 months ago, allegedly by operatives possibly either Iranian or Mossad. Let's consider C4 as the explosive used in this case. It typically consists of a remote controller and a main warhead, which is composed of explosives, a plastic binder, a plasticizer to make it malleable, and usually a marker or odorizing tagged chemical. Although small, C4 can destroy a room with a blast radius of around 4 to 20 feet. Here's how it might have worked. The agents, as suggested, placed the bomb in all 3 rooms 2 months ago. Then, when the time was right, it returned to the desired area near the mountain and activated the explosive from a safe distance by hitting the switch, taking out Haniyeh and his bodyguard, along with the destruction of this part of the room. Let's take a look at Scenario 2. There were reports from some witnesses that an object was seen flying from the mountainous region and exploded late at night. The object we're talking is this Spike long-range multi-purpose anti-tank missile system is designed to engage modern armored vehicles, double reinforced fortifications, and enemy personnel at any time of day and in difficult weather conditions. This missile has a range of 200 meters to 4 kilometers, which is well below the guest house. Here are the various parts of the missile. The homing head of the missile, known as the Spike ER, is located in the nose section. Behind it, there is an electronics unit and a leading charge of the cumulative warhead, followed by the main engine. In the central part of the missile's hull, there is a gyroscope and an accumulator battery, the main charge of the warhead with a safety and arming mechanism, and a fuse. The folding steering fins open as soon as they are out of the launcher. Steering drives, launch engine, and fiber optic cable reel are located in the missile's tail section. This is how it might have happened. Around 2 a.m., approximately 2 operatives began moving closer to the building, staying within a range of around 2.4 miles, which is around 4 kilometers. Once in position, the assassin or alleged Mossad operative activated the missile system. They used thermal imaging to see in the dark and guided the missile through an optical wire. This technology allowed the operator to precisely control the missile's trajectory, even in low visibility conditions. The view from the scope likely provided the operative with a clear visual of the target, guiding the missile towards its destination. The missile, as described, has 2 warheads, a precursor warhead at the front and the main warhead at the rear. The precursor warhead is designed to penetrate reinforced structures, such as double-layered concrete walls. Upon breaching the initial barrier, the main warhead then detonates inside the room, causing significant damage. The power and impact of the missile could have potentially destroyed 3 rooms in the guest house. It's important to note that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard reported that a short-range projectile weighing 7 kilograms was launched from outside the compound, consistent with the described attack. This information aligns with the possibility of an external assault using a missile system like the Spike. And the final third scenario involves using a stealth fighter jet like the F-35. However, Iran's air defense forces include the S-300, a Russian long-range surface-to-air missile defense system. Iran purchased the S-300 from Russia in late 2016 for $800 million. Given this, I doubt Israel would risk a $100 million aircraft for a single target, such as this guest house in Tehran, especially considering the potential for being targeted from every angle. Therefore, what I think is happening is that a short-range missile, like this one, might be used instead, but in the fog of war, any one of these could be a possibility. We also make original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.